He was hailed as an army hero, but apparently reduced to a tortured toy. And for the first time on national television, Times Now is revealing the barbarity that Lieutenant Colonel Purohit allegedly suffered in custody. He claims that he was stripped, he was beaten, and he was threatened to own up to a crime that he says he never committed. The horror went on for weeks, and Times Now has accessed the entire account in a bone-chilling letter running into 24 pages. But before we reveal the stunning details, here are the facts. कुछ जानकारी जो इस लेटर में है आपके सामने है. Times Now has accessed the letter that was written in fact by Lieutenant Colonel Purohit. ये उन्होंने एड्रेस किया था ह्यूमन राइट्स कमीशन को. दिस लेटर वाज एड्रेस्ड टू द ह्यूमन राइट्स पैनल. लेटर रिटन इन December 2013 फ्रॉम नवी मुंबई जेल. Lieutenant Colonel Purohit has accused the ATS army officers of the torture that he was made to go through. Lieutenant Colonel Purohit has also alleged torture in illegal detention. Lieutenant Colonel Purohit has named 6 officers और वो मांग कर रहे हैं कि इनको पनिश किया जाना चाहिए. Let's go across to our senior editor Megha who has accessed this letter for us. Megha, इसके जो details है that clearly show how Lieutenant Colonel Purohit was tortured.
Yes, Swati, but at the outset, we must put this out that this is a claim by Lieutenant Colonel Purohit. The matter was been investigated by the NHRC. The officers concerned have already responded. The officers who have been named in this letter have already responded to NHRC, so they have given their clarification to the agency. But what we are putting out, and the reason why we are putting it out right now, Swati, is that this particular letter, which is there in my hand, and you rightly said 24 pages of this letter, that was written by Colonel Shrikant Purohit when he was in custody. This letter is dated 2013. So he wrote this letter while he was in the Taloja jail, but what he's referring to, of course, is the alleged torture that he was made to undergo when he was arrested in 2008 by the ATS. So he's basically named most of the ATS officers, and he's talked about in graphic detail, Swati, as to what happened with him back then. Now, this particular letter, we've all known about this letter. It's been referred to many a times, but no one has seen the original copy of this letter. We're putting out the original copy right now. A complaint, and it's important for us to understand also the news point here, a complaint has gone to the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister's office has been written to by an activist who goes by the name of Neeraj Gunde. He has attached this particular letter in his email to the Prime Minister's office. He has sought an investigation into this matter, and of course also sought time from the Prime Minister to apprise him of what this entire matter is. Now, whether the Prime Minister, to what extent is that to be entertained by the Prime Minister's office, we don't know. It is an investigation that's been going on in NHRC. So I've given you the brief understanding of what this is and why we are putting it out at this moment.
Yes, well, Megha, let's go through the excerpts of the letter. उसमें लिखा क्या गया है? In Lieutenant Colonel Purohit's own words, he was made to face hell and nothing but hell. And here are the major excerpts from the letter which allege human rights violations unimaginable in free India. और सबसे पहला जो पॉइंटर है वो आपकी स्क्रीन पर. On November 29th, 2008, on reaching Mumbai, I was taken in white Tata Sumo to an unknown bungalow in Khandala. ये पहली जानकारी. Excerpt number 2. I was taken to a room having no windows and with only one entrance. The interrogation started shortly thereafter. और यहाँ से टॉर्चर की और हॉरर की कहानी शुरू होती है. Excerpt number 3. After initial spell of questions and answers, it was Colonel R.K. Srivastava who suddenly pounced on me from his chair and initiated a brutal physical assault. Let's go across to Megha for more information. Megha, take us through some more details, some more excerpts, because यहाँ से असली कहानी हॉरर और टॉर्चर की शुरू हो रही है इस लेटर में.
Right, Swati. So, the place where you stopped, you've been quoting from page number 8, paragraph number 9, when he says that after initial spell of questioning, it was Colonel R.K. Srivastava who suddenly pounced on me from his chair and initiated a brutal physical assault with vulgar possible abuses about my mother, wife and sister. He says as if everything was pre-rehearsed and planned, the officers of inspector level of ATS Maharashtra Police, besides some constables and head constable, got into action and virtually pinned me down to my chair, holding my hands behind my back and behind my backrest and pulling my hair there by exposing my face to receive blows on my face. And of course, he goes on to say what Colonel Srivastava did. he also sort of, explains it further. He says, by now, my shirt was removed, my trousers lowered. Colonel Srivastav stood firm on my feet so as to make me immobile and frozen to ensure no chance is given to me to take cover from the slapping and kicking. So, I'll read more excerpts from what he has said. He also says, my shouts, my cries, request, every single word and sighs fell on deaf ears. Colonel Srivastav then on November 2, 2008 came up with an order to the ATS officials, the two inspector in particular, to handcuff me so as to avoid efforts to tie me up to the chair. In fact, there are details, very, very graphic details, Swati, which of course we will desist from reading it out on air. He says, throughout this period of torture, Colonel Accuses Srivastav, Mr. Parambir Singh and Hemant Karkare were insisting me to own up to the crime of the bomb blast at Malegaon. All these three, upon my flat refusal for owning up something which I not even was remotely concerned with, they started threatening me, and Colonel Accuses Srivastav in particular threatened me that he would strip my mother, wife and sister and make them parade naked in front of me if I did not own up to the involvement in the crime. Then, of course, he goes on to say that Mr. Parambir Singh, Hemant Karkare and Colonel Srivastav then started discussing in front of me with the sole aim to terrorize me and pressurize me that they would plant explosives at my residence, either at my ancestral house or at my army quarters. Now, what we also need to understand here, that these are the claims by Colonel Purohit. We have nothing to say that this actually happened. We have no way to prove or corroborate that this entire sequence that he's talking about has happened. This is his claim. It has gone to the National Human Rights Commission and it is being investigated. In fact, we have also gotten in touch with a few officers who've been named in this particular complaint. One such officer who served as an ACP in the ATS, he has spoken to us completely denying all of these allegations, saying nothing of the sort actually happened. He says, other than for visits to the toilet, I was kept in handcuffed condition, tied to the chair and was beaten, slapped, abused and humiliated at will by any and everyone present in the unknown location. I was in the state of illegal detention, kidnapped, exposed to most brutal physical torture, both physical and mental, and I was left totally broken down and humiliated.
Well, absolutely, मेघा, लेकिन ये भी बताना बहुत जरूरी है कि लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल पुरोहित है कौन. He is a decorated army officer. This is the same Lieutenant Colonel Purohit who received multiple medals and citations for his brave service to the nation. और कैसे उनको अवार्ड किया गया था, कैसे वक्त वक्त पर उनको सम्मानित किया गया था. We are playing out those details for you, and here are those facts. He also got the Chief of Army Staff Citation Award in 1997, Operation Suraksha Special Service Medal. इसके अलावा सैन्य सेवा मेडल, 17 आर्मी बैजेस फॉर एंटी टेरर ऑपरेशंस. ही वाज अ पार्ट ऑफ ऑपरेशन विजय इन कारगिल. ही वाज आल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ ऑपरेशन रक्षक इन नागालैंड. इसके अलावा इलीगली ही वाज डिटेन्ड इन 2008. अभी हमने आपको बताया कि कितने डेकोरेटेड आर्मी के ऑफिसर हैं, क्या क्या सम्मान उनको मिले, उनके साथ क्या हुआ, उसकी डिटेल्स भी देख लीजिए. He was illegally detained in 2008 by the Maharashtra ATS. He was made to face hell in illegal detention. Lieutenant Colonel Purohit spoke to Times Now and is confirming that he wrote the letter.
Mr. Purohit, Times Now accessed the letter in which you have written to NHRC, sir. Sir, Times Now accessed the letter which you have written to NHRC stating the torture sir, to you in the year 2013.
Sir, please.
Then you alleged and you named some people, sir. What exactly happened to you, sir? What exactly happened, sir?
It's there in the letter. It's there in the complaint.
Sir, but if you could please elaborate, sir, what exactly happened?
No elaboration.
So who were those people, sir?
No elaboration.
Let's go across to Siddhant now. Siddhant, Colonel Purohit confirmed to you that he wrote that letter in 2013 describing how he was tortured, and in that letter is accusing ATS officers. He's also accusing some army officers of that torture and the hell that he was made to go through.
Well, absolutely. We spoke to Colonel Purohit while he was going inside the court. He comes to court every day for hearing, and today also he came to court, and we tried speaking to him to get the confirmation of Colonel Purohit, whatever he had written in the year 2013. As my colleague Megha was mentioning the content written in that letter, and Colonel Purohit, while talking to us, has confirmed to us that whatever is written in the letter is given, and he confirmed that whatever he had to say at that point in time, it is written in the letter, and the content which is available with us and the letter copy that we have, he has confirmed all those things. And he also told us about the torture by the ATS officers at that point in time, and what made him to write this letter to NHRC. So all these things also he shared with us. But yes, he confirmed our news break, and he said that he had written one such letter in 2013 after a series of torturing and harassment by the ATS officers.
But
then
nothing
in
really
Maharashtra.
happened. That letter was written in 2013, but no action was taken.